today, as you can see, it's horrible. We're going to do a riding review video on Clips, SPD's Clipless, on what I think of them, who should ride them, and if they're any good. So let's head to the trails. I apologise if this angle is rubbish, not checked yet. So as you would have seen, new intro to the videos. Also got now 2 companies support me for this season, British brand and Switchback Clothing. Really happy to have them on board, feels really cool. Still in talks with one more company, so if you see a third one, you'll know it was successful. So a wee bit more on British and Switchback. As far as British goes, it's all goggles and eye protection, which is pretty important when riding, especially in Scotland. As you can see with the weather, going fast, your eyes water, you get mud. Goggles obviously prevent that. Switchback, really nice looking riding tops. Soon I'll have discount codes for you guys. As soon as I get them, put them in a video description, Instagram, all that stuff, and you can access these products at a discounted rate, which obviously gives you the best kit in the game to be riding with, but also helps support me. So I'll let you more information as soon as I get it. So we'll start off with me. So I ride 510 Kestrels. Obviously they're absolutely manky at the moment, but that's the clipless part, that's what goes into the pedal. The cleat and the actual pedals are on Shimano Saints. So that just gives you a bit of idea if you're thinking about it. What I use, really good. The only thing about the 510s that I've found is that when you're pushing up a trail or whatever, they're very slidey. Do not get any grip when pushing or general walking. As far as the pedals go, no complaints, super easy to clip in and out. You got loads of adjustment, which is really nice, especially for your first set. Being able to adjust how tight it is to clip in and come out is really good confidence, because you know that you can either have it super tight or you can have it super loose. So the first sort of complaint about the Shimano Saints, which is the pedals, is I'm sure everyone, and if you've not, good on you, has rounded a bolt. And I did it because really weirdly, don't know if it's because they're not made here or whatever, but you would think that going left would make the clip out easier and right would make it harder. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, but it doesn't, it's the opposite way. So when I was doing it, ended up doing it, keep twisting it because I thought there was more to go, and then rounded it. And this bolt is a bolt that Shimano do not make spares of. So it now means that one of my pedals is looser than the other, and there's nothing I can do about it because I can't replace the part. I'm going to take it into a bike shop, and hopefully they can replace it by finding a similar screw. But from Shimano, there's no replacement screw for the tension, which I would say is probably the thing that most people are going to round in them. So that's pretty annoying, because it means that if I clip in on the wrong side, one of them is so loose that when I get in the air, my foot just comes out. I think we'll start off with flats, because that's probably what most of my viewers use. And for me, I've been riding flats since I was 4, obviously when I started riding a bike, all the way up until 4-5 months ago at most. I'd probably be surprised with the way how fast time's going at the moment. That was probably much longer than that, But so I've been riding flats, sorry, clips for that time, and at first I was very tempted to give up because it just seemed so scary, and I couldn't understand it, why you would switch to clips, because they just seemed so scary about being clipped in all the time, and what happens if you crash, this, that and the next thing, all the worries really. But after pushing myself to stay on them, started to see the benefits of riding clips over flats. After my first crash, I realised that clipping out just happens. You don't have to think about it, it's just that easy. So that took the fear away of falling with clips. So that was a good confidence boost by crashing and being able to unclip fully. I was like, that's fine. We're going to ride Street Fighter top to bottom, and I think I'll just talk to you when we're on a climb or a flat about clips, make it a bit more audible and more easy to focus on than the trail. So let's go. Top section, it's all pretty wet to be honest, but grip, Max's tyres are doing wonders with the grip. Just all about leaning in and finding the grip. Section, apologies, but you're not going to be able to see very much at all throughout this video because it's just manky, but good all the same for me riding. Trails are so good. Obviously the snow helps that a lot by hardening everything up, and you just get this really grippy loam mixture. It just allows you to go so fast, just pedaling. Oh. This is, we're talking about grip. We slide, so as soon as you mention the word, it's very grippy. The grip's good. In the wet, Scottish weather gods are like, oh, you're finding it quite nice, and just snatch all that grip away from you, which was pretty scary, especially in a section like that. Thought we were going for a tree, but we're still alive, so that's good. So clips, I think a big thing, especially about Scotland, is you've generally got thick layer of slop on top of muddy, greasy snipers, that the clips help you pedal through that, which is obviously good, especially for racing. It means you can stay more on the power. I find quite an obvious sign, but obviously it's important to mention, is the fact that you're clipped in, that on rough tracks and jumps and stuff, that fear of your feet coming undone, coming off the pedals or just sliding about, you don't have that, which is pretty confidence inspiring. On a rough root garden or rock garden, your feet are not going to come loose and you're sitting on the top tube. So that's a big thing about them, is you got the added control. Pretty perfect scenario of where the clips come in, that you can just power through this mud, albeit it's pretty hard, but it just gives you more power. Biggest mistake people make when they go to clips is pulling up with the pedals, whether it's jumping or pedaling, which is the biggest like no-no, because obviously when you do that, especially in jumps, you're pulling up, and then you're going to try a massive jump, you're going to pull up, and then if you need to go higher, you've got nowhere else to move the bike under you, so you really limit the movement you can do by pulling up with your legs. I think the weirdest thing of starting off with clips is that before getting clips, I had assumed that clipped in meant your feet didn't move at all. So that was very weird, because there's a thing called float in them, and float basically means that your feet can move. Depends on what kind of pedals you get, but I think mine's are 0.5 degrees left and right, so your feet moving when in your head you think clips means that you're in and you don't move. It's a weird one to get used to, but as soon as you get used to it, you don't ever think about it. So I think another big fear for people switching from flats to clips is the clipping in and out. And I think that was a big thing about me, was that I was really scared about it. But when you actually think about it, with a flat pedal, you've got to lift your foot up and out when you're on a crash, or to get your foot off. Whereas that, you're just, with a clip, you're just sliding off to the side and your foot's free. So another benefit is if you're offline on a trail, being clipped in, it makes bunny hopping and changing direction much easier than flats, because you can use the clips to pull the bike up. This, you've got no idea, and it's obviously soaking, not that you'll be able to see a thing, and it's just going all in my mouth. Wow, it's just lovely. Front wheel sliding. Whoa, no. Oh, we were never ever making that high line, and yeah, I had to just hit a tree and soak myself. Right, fast bit. This isn't grippy, we're in a bit of issues. Another issue is that the ground's frozen in bits. Oh, that's so sketchy. Like half on, half off, and I can't see. Oh my goodness. Right, we need to dial it down a bit. If you'd like to know anything else on clips, my opinion, or anything that I missed, just drop a comment in the comment section and I'll get back to you. But thanks again for watching. See you in the next one.